Women's Influence Initiative.
Hello and welcome to India's Finest Workplaces, a special series featuring India's ideal places to work. This week we feature SPAR Hypermarket.
SPAR Hypermarket offers an extensive range of quality products in the FMCG category. The company started with one store in 1932 and has now grown to over 12,000 stores across 48 countries.
In this episode, we intend to find out the company's work culture coupled with their best practices and also find out why SPAR Hypermarket is one of India's finest places to work for in the retail sector.
With the introduction of innovation-led experiential shopping at one of its new stores, SPAR Hypermarket is growing leaps and bounds under the leadership of its CEO and Managing Director Rajiv Krishan. Let's find out how he drives his employees towards excellent performance.
Rajiv, welcome to India's Finest Workplaces. To begin with, can you talk to us about SPAR Hypermarket and its legacy?
You know, a lot of people don't know about it, but the history of SPAR is an amazing one. It was actually started in 1932, so that's almost 80 years or so. And it was based on the premise of cooperation and collaboration. And what was amazing was back then itself, I think the group that put it together said, it should be about the farmer and the consumer getting a benefit, coming together. And that has continued even today. And today we're open in 48 countries. There's about 12,000 stores. And I think anytime you meet anybody from SPAR, it's always about working together, being better together. And I think that's the legacy that we continue to carry on in India too.
Can you talk to us about the vision behind building a brand like SPAR Hypermarket? And also, can you highlight the role of your employees in this spectacular journey of yours?
You know, a couple of years back, I joined in June of 2016. And somewhere around that window, I think it was a couple of months after I joined here, the whole team, my management team, we kind of sat down together and asked a very simple and fundamental question, which was, who are we and what did we want to be? We looked around and retail is big in India. Everybody sells a lot of stuff. And I think the answer that kept coming back to us was, we just didn't want to be the next group of people just selling stuff. Okay. And then the next question came up, and then what did you want to be? And it came out almost inclusively from the team saying we wanted to make a difference in the ecosystem in our communities.
Okay.
And if you look at everything we've done from then till today, fortunately, when you say ecosystem communities, it's always about people. So the foundation of everything we have done, what we continue to do, has been about our team and our people and our communities and our society. So we wrote a vision statement, which a lot of companies do. Mm-hmm. Sometimes it's very difficult to live it, believe it, and do something with it. But this vision statement was so simple in what was written that we actually do it easily every day. It basically said that we wanted to be the most innovative and engaging hypermarket in India. And the reason for that was, if you look at society today, stress levels are high, traffic is crazy, shopping is not as fun as it used to be. And we said, can we just bring that back into people's lives in a sense? And the next part we said is, who do we owe this to? And that answer was also very simple. We said this was for our team members, our communities, our shareholders, and our vendor partners. And that vision statement is what's making our jobs amazing today. I've done this for 32 years. And every morning when I come into work, I keep telling myself, I haven't had so much fun in my life. And the answer for that is the people I work with and the people we're working for. So that's been an amazing journey, and we hope this continues for years and decades to come.
So when you were bringing in these changes in the organization, how did your workforce react to it? What were the challenges that you faced?
I have to be one of the most blessed human beings in this world. I have to be one of the most blessed leaders in this world, because the amount of change that I try to influence through in such a short span of time, that is 2 years, has been crazy. So I feel for my team. I think every time they see me in the morning, it's like, what's next? So the initial days and months and years, days and months for sure, was creating a lot of, we were going down a territory that none of us had gone down, in a sense. And when you've done something for 10 years a certain way, and then you start moving down a slightly different direction, then obviously there is trepidation, there is anxiety, there is, there's nervousness about it. You're not sure. But what beautifully came together that I think all of us realized that no one person in this organization was going to win. This was about all of us were going to have fun, or we were all going to fail. We also felt confident that this was not about us. We were actually going to make a difference in people's lives, outside of our store, outside of this office. And God bless my team, because, the amount of change that we have gone through and what we have achieved, I think you could write a case study on us in terms of dealing with diversity, adversity, thinking outside the box, innovation, tripping and falling a lot of times, but picking ourselves up as fast as we fell to say, I'm going to give it another shot. That's what it's been about. So it's just been non-stop of high energy and passion. I think that's what it's been. So.
All right. On this note, Rajiv, we would like to bring in some reactions from your employees. Take a look at what they have to say.
Each day is a new learning for me. So every day when I come in, I see to it, or I'm excited to know what new that I'll be learning while I'm working over here with SPAR.
So every new joiner is assigned a buddy who is a go-to person for any basic queries that you have during your initial time. So my buddy was Aniket, and he was very helpful and supportive.
So Rajiv, your company has grown, rapidly in the past few years. And that hasn't affected your employees' work-life balance, because as I was interacting with them, they all were talking about, having their personal life intact, having the professional life intact, about flexi working hours. So how do you achieve this amount of growth and also not create pressure with your employees?
I have never understood the phenomenon of what work-life is. For me, it's about life, holistically. We spend so much time with each other that these relationships are beyond work. This is a family at the end of the day. When you spend 12, 14 hours with somebody or a group of people, you pretty much know everything about them. So I think for years I've always believed that do the right thing for the person, for their family, and for their ecosystem, and then you tend to have fun at work. But if it's all about work and you're trying to balance what you don't control in a sense, then it becomes difficult. So, apart from policies and procedures, this is about, take care of yourself, take care of your family, do the right thing. I don't recognize people for working 14, 20 hours. For me, that's not how you win. That's not how you achieve results. But if I saw somebody coming into work and smiling and they're happy at home, they're fine with what they do, they're having a good time, then we've actually achieved that balance in life. And I think what my leadership team has done and what my teams have done is bring that semblance of, a balance in our lives. This is not about you have to come in at work at 8:30 and you have to leave at 4:30. We try to, there's different set schedules that are given to people in some level of fairness so that we can all get our work done. If somebody is ill or somebody is sick, this is about all of us reaching out. If there's a personal problem, it's not a personal problem, it's our problem, it's our family's problem. So we continue to work on it. Is it easy? No. Will there continue to be challenges? Absolutely. But I think we're very clear in terms of this is about this is one family that needs to take care of each other or not. Right. So we all win together or we're going to fail together.
So it's always about everyone coming together.
It has to be, because when you keep talking about a team, if only 2 people perform or 10 people perform or 20 perform and the others don't, if only 10 smile and the others don't, what's the point? Nobody wins. You look at that in sport, you look at that in any industry, any business, anything. When everybody is working in the same direction, everybody's having fun in the same direction, or everybody's crying in the same direction too. It's okay for all of us to cry together too. It's okay for us to all be disappointed together too, but together, we will win. And even if we lose, we'll still come out smiling.
And last but not the least, Rajiv, can you give us an overview about the various employee development programs that are offered in terms of giving them not just an option to earn money, but also develop themselves holistically?
I think the challenge of the early years was we had opened only 18 stores in 10 years. So when you look at opportunities coming up, you would say, well, there's not too many opportunities because if you only do so much, and we're a pretty small organization in a sense. it was a challenge to say, how do I create a career path for you? What can I do for you? Whatever. But in the last couple of years, I think we've started defining that whole level of opportunity in a very different way, saying, what all are you capable of doing? What can you multitask with? So you create different opportunities. Where I might have started in the HR mainstream, I might land up in store operations. I could land up in marketing. I don't know. But it was more about the individual and the self, and say, how do we explore and exploit the inner self? So some of the developmental programs we come up with, one of the most important ones, I believe, has been about developing the self. And the teams that went for it, I think there's about 25 of our leadership team that has just started that. They've just come back with some incredible feedback, because they said, nobody's ever invested in me as the individual. It was not about giving theory and saying, these are the 8 characteristics you have to be. This was about, who are you and what can you be and what can you achieve? And I think that's what this is. So if you ask us, generally speaking, what do we want to invest in terms of development? It's the person. Make them better within what they have and give them the opportunities to find out, explore more about themselves. And that's been an incredible journey. When you see somebody succeeding, that smile is precious. So.
All right. On this happy note, I would like to bring in some reactions from your employee on career growth and development. Take a look at what they have to say.
Here, the policy is that if you are eligible, the first thing is that yes, the eligibility is the criteria, and then you are passionate about your work, then definitely they'll give the opportunity. If you feel that this work is not according to your caliber, you are not fit into this profile, they'll definitely give you an option, 1 or 2 options, that this is your thing, you are good in this thing, please join this different department for this.
So now one of the best things that happened to me over here is I was given one of the best time to work here. So I was given liberty and independence to take creative decisions, business decisions, and then plan for the entire gamut of things to bring good experience for the customer. And rather than working as just a concept driver or running the business, we feel that we are the owners here.
Rajiv, thank you so much for taking out time and joining us. It was wonderful having a chat with you. We wish you all the best in your future endeavors.
Thank you very much.
It's time for a short break, but on the other side, we get up close and personal with the HR head at SPAR Hypermarket. Stay tuned. Welcome back to India's finest workplaces. It's now time to meet the main pillar of strength that ensures the employees are motivated and happy. Joining us in the conversation is Sutanu Chaudhary, Senior Vice President, Human Resource. Sutanu, thank you for taking out time and joining us. To begin with, can you talk to us about the HR practices that has helped company drive the right results in delighting and engaging the employees?
So in the past 2 years at SPAR India, we have adopted a lot of HR practices, which is based on our vision with SPAR India's vision to be a most engaging and innovative hypermarket. So at HR, we have created a vision which is driving business through people engagement, development, and retention, and be a preferred employer by 2020. Now, towards this, especially in the last 1 year, there are several practices we have adopted. One of the great practices we have is called Samman, which is our employee reward and recognition program. In Samman, we do simple things like thank you cards, which are given to any employee can give to any employee for appreciation. There is something like on the spot card, where a supervisor can recognize an employee on the floor, on the spot, and give a Cadbury chocolate. So these things have helped us to drive sales and service on the floor, and till date we have given more than 10,000 cards across the floor. Also, one great practice we have started, which is towards employee communication, is we call it as SPAR Prime Time, which is our town halls, employee town halls, which is town hall with a twist. Now, why I call it a twist is because we make fun actually while presenting in the town hall, where not only the company's information is shared, but it is shared in a very, very funny way. And we HODs don't take part. It is the employees who actually does the comparing in the town hall.
Could you highlight the best practices, according to you, the best industry practices that you have introduced in SPAR Hypermarket?
Yeah, so as we stand in this store, there is something called a SPAR 2. And SPAR 2 is nothing but, some of the departments where we have kind of brought in new elements for customers to shop, interact, and kind of have a great service for us. And if I link it to the 5 missions we have of creating great teams, great looking stores, great in stock, great value, and great service, some of the great industry practices we have actually looked at from the S2 perspective is, for example, we induct our employees. We don't allow them to be on the floor on the first 7 days. So this is called Sparks. So the Sparks is a complete induction on the floor before the employee actually hits on the floor. So this, I believe, is a good, great industry practice for us, and helping the employee to understand what SPAR is all about.
On this note, Sudhanu, we would like to bring in some reactions from your employees, what they have to say about these practices, the best practices that you just highlighted. Take a look.
I think it's a very thoughtfully crafted, and it's recently found its place in the employee handbook. It's called the medical leave bank policy. I think this is where this policy comes as a savior. So it basically gives me to maintain balance between work and family.
We at SPAR, we do not differentiate our HR policies. So for example, like we have sales incentive program. It is applicable to all our store employees. Also, we are celebrating Diwali festival with all our employees, and Diwali sweets distribution to all our employees, including security and housekeeping staff at SPAR.
If I were to just pick and choose one, the entire creation of the newest avatar of SPAR, which is the SPAR 2.0, we call it internally, has been extremely good, because we are not just putting up a store for a customer, but we are trying to make it as engaging, innovative, and exciting for the customers. So this journey has been extremely good.
Can you talk to us about the various benefits offered to your employees?
So when I had joined 2.5 years back, we had only Friday as a casual wear. And me and Rajiv decided, let's get away with that, because we are in the business of food and grocery in hypermarkets. So now we have all 5 days as casual wearing. Secondly, at corporate office, we have something called flexi hours. So an employee can come between 8 to 10, and especially working mothers or employees who have a lot of work at home. So they come in anywhere between 8 to 10, and they can do 9 hours, and they go back probably at 5:30. And the core hours they need to be there in office is 10 to 4. So which has a tremendous impact on employees' work-life balance. We have something called very unique, which is also from the group, is Mediclaim coverage. Now for Mediclaim coverage, we not only cover the immediate employee, but we also cover parents or parents-in-law. The employee can opt for either. And we do actually have a top-up also on that.
On this note, Sudhanu, we would like to bring in some reactions from your employees.
What I think is retail is very exhausting, and it demands a lot of time. So we do not have a separate time for to give our birthdays. We cannot give leave on birthdays of employees. So it creates a bond between us. We feel happy by celebrating our birthday with the team, with the staff, and likewise the staff feels happy that we are celebrating our birthday along with them.
Store manager program is one of the best programs which I have also attended. You get assessed with a jury of members from the head office. So they assess on your competences. So then you get to understand various parts of business, and then you grow to next level as store manager.
What you see currently at SPAR is fantastic. I'm having all the liberty to explore myself, and people are really friendly. You have fantastic friends around, and colleagues are really great going with you.
And last but not the least, Sudhanu, what makes SPAR Hypermarket the best place to work in the retail sector?
At the core is, how do we innovate as an organization, both while we, service the organization as well as all our practices, including HR. So we have built in a lot of great HR practices and policies, which at the core is the employee. And if you, our vision talks about, making a difference in the lives of team members, then customers or guests, community, and then stakeholders in that order. So for us, priority has always been the employee at the core.
Thank you so much, Sutanu, for taking out time and joining us. We wish you all the best in your future endeavors.
Thank you, Sana.
As technological advancements are shaping the retail industry, it is crucial to make sure that the employees undergo training and development programs. Let's find out from the Vice President of Operations, Rajesh Purohit, how he ensures that the staff stays motivated.
Rajesh, thank you for taking out time and joining us.
Thank you.
To begin with, you look after 21 stores, to be specific, 21 hypermarkets. How do you ensure that you are connected with all of these locations, these different locations at the same time?
Interesting question. 21 stores, 2,500 plus employees. I think it's about how seamlessly we can communicate with people. And of course, there are different the team is divided with different people handling different engagements and communication channels. I think the message is very clear to our teams: be as open and transparent as possible. What we find at SPAR is we have a tremendous ability to go and communicate with the last person in the channel. We have periodic visits to the stores. People go together, engage ourselves, talk with our CSAs. We talk with our team leaders, see how they are working, how they are coping up with the situation. And of course, the store managers, each store manager in the organization has been developed to ensure that the seamless communication is happening to the last point. So pretty much a very robust system in terms of how we should be executing communication in the company.
Secondly, how do you ensure that your staff is motivated? What is your mantra to that?
I think the health of any organization is people. In retail, it's all about people. That's what we tell, and that's what we preach, and that's what we practice. I think as far as motivation is concerned, the communication brings clarity to the work. Clarity to the work brings satisfaction to the employee, and satisfaction and happy employees lead to greater customer service. I think the whole step that we follow, or the series or the sequence that we have to follow, it's pretty much clear in the organization. And to motivate people, it's important to hear them. People, when they work on the ground, there are challenges and there will be challenges. We have to find a solution to those challenges, give people empowerment in terms of how they have to cope up with those challenges and find solution to the problems and be giving better customer service. So I think it's part and parcel, and that's what we keep doing in day in, day out.
The Leadership Next program at SPAR Hypermarket is focused towards building functional leadership skills of the employees.
We've recently launched Leadership Next, a leadership development program to help build managerial and leadership capabilities at SPAR. And as part of the program, we do not focus on building core functional leadership skills, but on developing skills such as self-awareness, emotional intelligence, amongst others.
The Chill Out Zone is where the employees unwind by engaging in bonding activities like celebrating birthdays, festivals, and special occasions like Happiness Day is celebrated by wearing the same color and tapping your feet to some happy songs.
Clap your hands, stomp your feet. That's all we have on this episode. Join us again next week as we will bring you yet another inspiring workplace. Thanks for watching and goodbye.
A Times Influence Initiative.